Here we are again, another episode of Under Pressure with your host, Carmine, and I'm so excited to be joined all the way from Utah by Elleigh Francom, singer, songwriter. Thank you so much for being part of Under Pressure.
Of course. I'm so excited to be here. Thanks for having me.
You got it. So you're coming all the way from Utah, right? I have a bunch of questions just about Utah before we get to you as a singer, because I'm so naive when it comes to that state, because the only thing that I know is from Real Housewives of Salt Lake City. So how off am I about the real Utah?
No, everybody here is like that, I think. Everybody's
really?
Yeah, no. No, I've watched that show. I honestly can't wait for the next season. It's very interesting.
Who's your favorite character?
I think Jessie is hilarious, and she does hair, and I used to do hair, so love that. But yeah, she's hilarious. I watch the show for purely entertainment purposes, and it works. It does.
I'm a Lisa stan, so I'm Team Lisa always. So you mentioned cosmetology. So do you still dabble in the arts of hair, makeup, and nails?
My own, but
that's nice.
Yeah, I know. That's like the main reason why I went, let's be real. But my family, they all get their hair done by me and sometimes close friends. But after Idol, I quit doing hair.
Well, it's good because you found a better, more lucrative career path. And let's talk about American Idol and how was it to be on American Idol?
It was, I always say this, it was like the scariest and coolest thing I've ever done. I wouldn't take it back, but it's one of those things where I'm like, I don't know if I would do that again.
Really?
Yeah. It was like so fun and obviously really helpful for my career, but it was like one of the most stressful things I've ever done in my entire life.
And it wasn't your first time dabbling in American Idol, right? Because when you were, 16, you tried out and they hit you up with we'll call you. Don't call us.
Yeah, right. It was right when COVID started. So I think, if I'm correct, it was the first year they were doing Zoom auditions. So like everyone I knew that sang was doing American Idol auditions. So I decided to do it. And yeah, I did not make it past the first round.
Yeah, but then you grew, you got better.
Right.
What made you try out for the second time, or how did you get asked to do an audition?
The second time, they reached out to me, actually. It was like super random because I posted videos on TikTok and I did dance videos primarily, just like the trends, things that would go around. And I had a video go super viral. It has like 35 million views.
Flex. Those are numbers right there. Teach me. I'm trying to be a content creator. Teach me some dances.
Oh man, yeah, it was completely on accident. I honestly was embarrassed people saw it. It's funny to me now, but yeah, it randomly got 35 million views for dancing, and then one of the producers followed me, and then they saw one of my singing videos because they followed me. So it wasn't even like a singing video that got me recognized.
It doesn't matter how you get your foot in the door as long as it's in the door. Did you think it was a scam, though? I would have immediately thought that was a scam. I'm like, yeah, okay.
Yeah, the producer, she just DM'd me on Instagram. So I was like, this seems weird. And I looked at her profile and saw that she was with some contestants in her photos from previous seasons. And I was like, wait a second, is this real? So I was like, well, there's no harm in responding. So I did. And then here I am. So it was real.
And how was the audition process? How was it to sing in front of the judges? They gave you high praise. I did see that video. So congratulations, first off.
Thank you.
But how nerve-wracking was that?
It was really, really scary. And I didn't know how I would react to seeing a celebrity for the first time. I had never met any sort of famous person. So I was like, am I going to be weird? Am I going to be awkward? And when I walk in there and then forget all the words or what's going to happen? I just had never experienced that. So that was my main concern. And, they were honestly very calm and super nice. And we got to talk for a second. The audition video is a lot shorter than what was actually happening. So there was breaks where I got to actually talk to them so then I could kind of compose myself. Yeah, but then I started crying. So then I was like, okay, now I have to really pull it together to start singing.
You know, it would have been amazing if you walked in and all of a sudden, either, well, if it was Luke, Lionel, or Katie, they were like, wait a second, are you that girl from TikTok in that dance video?
Yeah, I don't think they showed it. But I showed them the video because they
Did
were,
you?
yes. And it was hilarious because, first of all, sorry, Mom, but I was like shaking it a little bit on there. And
Now
so
I need to see this video.
it's there still. And I mean, you can't delete a video that has 35 million views. Like,
No, that's
no,
sacrilegious.
it's just, it just has to be there. So it is what it is. But they were like, how did you get here? And so I told them the story of how I was like scouted. And Katy Perry was like, I need to see this. And I was like, where's my phone? And I didn't have my phone with me. So I like ran back out of the room. My family sees me run out of the room and they have no idea what's going on. So they're like what the heck? Yeah. They're like, are you okay? And I'm like, I need my phone. So I grab it and I like sprint back in. I show them the video and Lionel was just like watching it and he goes, does your mama know you dance like that? And I was like,
oh my goodness.
Like, well, she does now. Yeah. So.
And what the audition was about, what, a year ago? About
it was in October. It was filmed in October of 2023. So.
Because I know at the time you got news that your father, who's in the Air Force, which, by the way, thank you so much for your father's service. He's an awesome dude, that he was going to be deployed. Fast forward to a couple weeks ago. He's back home.
He got back last week. Yeah. We found out, we knew that he was going to be deployed that week. We didn't know like exactly where and we didn't know how long. So we were just kind of waiting to see. And then literally, like, people thought that that was scripted, but literally on the day of my audition, they were like, okay, he's going to Iraq for a year. And that's like a pretty decent sized deployment. So we were just like, what? Like a year?
Yeah, I was going to ask, is a year usually the norm, or that's definitely one of those, it's like 6 months, kind of 7 months kind of thing?
Yeah, he's done smaller ones like 6 to 7 months before. He had one long one. He went to Greenland for a year when I was in middle school. And I just remember that being really hard. I was younger, so I didn't like fully understand like everything that went into it. But I just remember like what it did to my family and like how we were kind of struggling. So when we found out he was going for a year again, we were like, again? Because I feel like you go for a year like one time and then you kind of don't really do that again. So, yeah.
Well, I'm so happy that he's back. I saw the video. That was an awesome moment at the airport. So I just get choked up by all those videos, and it was really cool to see. So I'm glad you're It's Matt, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm glad Matt is back. Tell him I said what's up when you see him. And where do you get your inspiration to sing? Like, who in your family is the singer, performer? Your mom? So you get it right from your mom?
Yeah, she did everything performing arts her entire life. So since I could walk, I've been in like classes for everything. So it's pretty helpful.
That definitely does help. And what moment was there growing up where you're like, I could really make this a career, or I really want to pursue singing? Did you win some competitions? Did everyone in your class be like, hey, you're going to lead Happy Birthday every time we sing Happy Birthday?
That is a request I get with my friends. Like if we go out for somebody's birthday, I do usually get asked to sing. But no, honestly, I feel like I kind of did my time growing up. My mom was my theater teacher a lot of the time. So I was ensemble. Like I would get like the main part sometimes, and then I'd be ensemble for the next few shows. And then I'd maybe get another good part. And so I feel like I had a pretty good like balance, and I didn't, really think I could do this as a career. I went to hair school and I was doing hair full time before American Idol because I didn't like give up, but I just kind of thought it was a hobby.
Plan B, just in case.
Yeah. And that wasn't ever what I wanted. Like growing up, people would like, as a child, people would ask me and I'd be like, I'm just going to be famous. Like, I don't know why I said that.
Doesn't
No.
matter how
Yeah.
long, just to be famous.
Yeah. So I always like said, like, I'm going to be a rock star. I'm going to be famous. And, but then as I came into adulthood, I was like, I don't actually think I could pull that off. Like, that seems pretty hard. So I'm just going to do hair.
Reality hits. And I love how you said you did your time as if you were in prison. You were like, I did my time growing up. You made singing and dancing and performing seem like a prison sentence. It's like, how long you in for? 4 to 5 years.
Yeah, no, actually the best memories of my life. Sorry to make it seem like it wasn't. Yeah, but did my time in ensemble for sure.
And I just need to know, just because I'm curious about the whole hair, nail, and makeup stuff. Was there ever a time, because it is under pressure, where you completely botched somebody's hair or their nails and they were like, what the heck? Because I've gotten terrible haircuts and for whatever reason, I don't say anything.
No.
I can see them messing up my hair and I'm afraid to say something. I'm like, it looks really good. And then I'll go cry in the car.
Right. Yeah. Most people do that. People are really nice usually. There has been like a few times where people have said like, I don't like this. And honestly, that I was like, oh my gosh, kill me. Like, this is the worst day of my life. Like, cause who doesn't like, that sucks. Like to have your hair ruined. So I was like, but I've never luckily had like a super bad one. Like I've never fried anybody's hair off or like did the total wrong color or whatever. But, my mom was my model in hair school a lot. Poor gal. Yeah, I did her highlights one time and you're supposed to leave space in between highlights and you like weave hair out. I was weaving hair and then picking up the hair I just left out and weaving it again.
Double weave? Weave.
So there was no hair left in between. So I literally just bleached like a chunk of her hair at the top. And I thought I was doing it like perfectly. And then my instructor came over and was like, oh, you didn't leave any hair out. And I was like, oh my gosh. Yeah. So that was probably the worst one, but it was my mom. So
did she bring a hat that day?
Nope. She had to leave like that.
You know what? I guarantee your mom was so proud, though. She's like, my daughter did this. And I'm so proud.
Yeah,
or she was like, hey, do me a favor. Stick to singing.
No, she honestly was so nice about it because if that was me, I would probably have cried. She didn't even cry. She was just like, yeah, that's okay. We'll fix it.
But you knew. You saw her look and you're like,
yeah.
That's true love right there for her to say that. So what are you up to recently, Elleigh? Like, what's new and exciting for you?
I'm in a band. So we've been doing a lot of local stuff. I am moving to Florida soon.
What?
Yeah.
So we can do an in-person under episode if this goes well, unless you're like,
Part
this
2.
is like how I cut my mom's hair. Never want to do this again.
No, I love it. I would love to. Yeah, I'm moving to Panama City Beach.
Okay. So you're not that close, but you're closer than you are.
Close, yeah.
In Utah. So what's your band called?
We just go by my name. We're not like an official band, but they help me write stuff sometimes, and we perform. Like I don't perform with any other band; it's just them. So
that's cool.
They're like my best friends.
That.
They're the coolest.
Well, that's even better. If you can have a best friend, family atmosphere, and business tied into it, you can't lose with that. What is your songwriting process? Like, what inspires you?
Honestly, the usual, like heartbreak type thing. But I kind of struggle with writer's block sometimes. And then once I find it, I will write a full song within like 10 minutes and then like revisit it later. I can't like revisit a song while it's not finished. It never works for me. It's so weird. So I usually just like throughout the day, every single day, I will hear a phrase that I like or a word will pop into my head or like a concept. And I have a notes app full of just like phrases and stuff like that. So then I pull from there once I feel inspired and works out so far.
You ever pull from like a different, like you have notes that you were dedicating to maybe one song and then you had another one down here. You're like, wait a second, what if I just put this here and now this works so much better?
Yes, I do. And that's why I find it so important to like write it down because I feel like I just forget it. I'm like, oh, that's such a good idea. I'll never forget that. I do. Mm-hmm. And I forget my ideas. And then I'm like, what was it? Like, I knew it was going to be so good. So Yeah, that's very helpful.
I've been there where I was like, I have a good idea or something fun for content. I'm like, I'll remember this for sure. It takes all of 3 seconds to grab my phone, put it in notes, and I'm so lazy that I won't even do that. And then I'm like, damn it. That could have been my 35 million dancing TikTok video right there.
I know. And, you know, ADHD will do that to you. I'm self-diagnosing.
You know what? You might be diagnosing me as well. This almost just became a therapy session. So thank you, Dr. Elleigh. I really appreciate that.
I'm glad we could both figure that out about ourselves today.
So I am somebody who is painfully bad at singing. I'm not going to ask you to give me singing lessons, no pointers, because I am a lost cause. Do you like karaoke? Because I feel the worse you are at singing, the more you want to do karaoke.
Right.
And people that can actually sing don't want to do karaoke.
Yes. And funny story, I am that way. I think it's like cheating. I'm like, I do this for a living. Like, is that weird if I go up there? And I never like have really wanted to. And so I haven't. But then recently I went with some friends to this bar that's like down the street from my house. Never been there. And it was karaoke night. I walked in and it was karaoke night and I didn't know that. And my friends were just like, please just go up there and sing. And I'm like, guys, seriously, no. And so they finally convinced me and I go up there. And then at the end of the night, they're like, I'm not even paying attention. And they're like, and first place goes to Elleigh. And they call me up and I won $200.
Competition?
I didn't even know.
You know what? When life hands you lemons, you take that $200 from winning that karaoke competition.
I know. I was like, I actually needed this. Thank you so much. But also, sorry, guys. Like, I did not mean to do that.
I would have loved if you went up there and like really played into it. Be like, I've never sang before. Like had the mic upside down just to really make it seem like you had no idea what you were doing. And then just belt out something incredible.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, Sweet Child of Mine was song of choice. So...
You won a Sweet Child of Mine. Now I have to see that footage. I hope one of your friends was filming that night.
I honestly don't have the footage, so I will ask them and see if they do.
I was going to say, that's how you know it was a good night, when nobody took out their cameras.
Right.
So, Elleigh, when it comes to past American Idol contestants, because I have so many American Idol questions as well, if there's one former contestant, former winner that you would duet or collab with, who would it be?
I mean, the obvious choice for me would be Kelly Clarkson. I like, everybody's going to say that, but she, like, I listened to her my entire life. My mom, like, in my head was Kelly Clarkson. Like, they sounded similar to me when I was growing up. She just, like, is the coolest. And I love that she is so versatile. She sings everything. She does karaoke or whatever it's called on her show. Yeah. I love that.
Like, I feel artists, once you have Kelly Clarkson sing your song, you just have to give it to her because it's no longer your song.
Exactly.
Every time she covers a song, I go, I think I like that more than the original.
I know it's rough out there. It's like so awesome when people get their songs covered by her, but at the same time, you're like, oh, dang, now it's over for you.
Now in the future, when Kelly Clarkson's singing one of your songs, you got to stop her. You stop her, Elleigh. You jump in front of that mic. You cut the cameras off. You say, no, not tonight. Not tonight. Let this one breathe a little bit.
Yeah, let me have my moment, please. I'd be honored.
So what do you do for fun when you're not singing and when you're not doing your own nails? Because that's still impressive. How you can do your own nails is impressive.
Thank you. It's pretty hard.
How they shave.
Yeah, it takes a decent amount of coordination and cosmetology school. But yeah, for fun, I drive around. I feel like people will think that's weird, but especially with gas prices, it's not a cheap hobby. But I love to just like drive around. I go and find new places. I go drive through the canyons in Utah. Like, it's my favorite thing.
That's the one thing I do know, aside from the stuff I've seen on Real Housewives of Salt Lake City. Utah is a beautiful, beautiful state.
It's starting to get a lot greener right now, too. It's mostly green, actually, and they haven't opened the canyon like fully yet. I think they're going to open it this weekend, which would be awesome because it's my birthday.
Oh, it's your birthday this weekend?
Yeah, on Sunday.
Happy early B-Day. You're turning 21?
Thank you. 22.
Oh, 22. Well, happy Early 22nd B-Day.
Thank
That's good
you.
stuff. So why can't you open the canyon? I'm so naive about everything. So why is the
I know.
canyon not open?
Well, you can still see snow on the top of the mountains right now. So if there's any chance that there's going to be like rain or snow, it's just not safe. So they close, like, you can go up a little bit, but then they close it off at a certain point, like right before the big lookouts and stuff. So it kind of sucks right now. You can't go up there, but once it opens up like next month, it'll be like the best.
So do you ski or do you snowboard?
No, I went
Neither?
No. Well, I've been skiing twice.
Here we go. Here's the skiing story that I was hoping to hear.
Yeah. My dad is very athletic and wanted to take me skiing. And I didn't like grow up in Utah. I've been here a few times, like growing up, and then I moved here when I was 18. So I didn't really get like the full winter
Utah experience.
Yeah. And so my dad invites me. We're going with a bunch of his work friends. And so that was extra embarrassing because I sucked. Like I couldn't go 10 feet without falling.
Bunch of military bros just hanging out, watching you
and
look
then
like
me.
a giraffe just that I was born.
Literally.
No coordination.
Yeah, it got to the point. My dad still makes fun of me. He has a picture of me just like sitting in the snow, just like defeated because he was just hysterical about it. I'm like, at least he's not mad at me, like for ruining his day. I literally like it's blizzarding, by the way. Worst time to go skiing, I think, is when it's a literal blizzard. Like it's powder. You can't ski. And we finally get to the top of this one hill and it's like, seriously, we just got off the ski lift and we're going down. I face plant and lose one of my skis. I don't know where it is.
Oh my goodness.
And my dad has already passed me. So I'm alone and he can't like hike uphill. So I'm like looking for my ski. I'm genuinely crying. Like I'm so
I don't mean to laugh. I'm a terrible person. I know that. But I mean, I'm just thinking about the visual.
You can laugh.
Blizzard. You are missing a ski. You're face deep in the snow. You're also crying. Those tears could be freezing on your face. And there's military guys just flying down like, suck it up, buttercup.
Yeah, literally no one stopped. And I was like, you guys suck. Can't find my ski. My dad's gone. He's probably confused. I'm crying. I can't even see now. I'm like, after that, I was like, I think I'm good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
You're
I'm
like,
good.
what happened to No Person Left Behind? It's like, what happened to No Person Left Behind? And then you're just going to leave me behind.
I'm like, you guys could definitely carry me down this mountain. Yeah. Please.
I'd be with 2 skis right now and 0 tears. I went snowboarding one time, Ellie, in Vermont, because I was really from New York. So we took like a 4.5-hour road trip. And I kind of skateboarded. I should say, like, I went down a hill and I had my balance. That's my, me skateboarding. So I was like, I could probably snowboard. I could not. When I tell you, every time I got up, went down, got up, went down, got up, went down. And there's little kids flying by me. They're like, watch out, weirdo. And then they're like hitting me. They're hitting me with snow showers and stuff like that. And then I found out there's 2 different ways to snowboard. There's regular and then there's goofy. And I guess I was not only looking goofy, but I was snowboarding goofy and I was a regular. And the way I found that out is someone's like, stand up straight. And then they nudged me just a little bit. And whatever foot I put out first to stop me from like going forward, that's the way I should have snowboarded. And I go, where were you 24 hours ago when I was picking the way to snowboard? And I was just so bummed. I was so this is not for me. I'm not someone who likes to give up easily, but I have no desire to ever go snowboarding again after that experience.
I know, face planting that many times, you just get sick of it real quick.
I mean, it's not to the level of your ski story, but I mean, we both had horrific times on the mountain. Yeah. That's why you're coming to Florida where we have no mountains.
Exactly. I don't need to be in a snowy environment. I need the beach, probably. That's probably where I should be.
Yeah. So what are you most looking forward to being in Florida? I can help you out. I can give you some helpful hints. Not Panama City. I don't know like the back of my hand, but I can make it up and you won't know the difference till you get there anyway. So.
Right. Yeah. I've never been to Panama City specifically, so we'll see. But I love the beach. I'm not super like a huge fan of like the ocean.
Really?
Yeah.
Because you're afraid of sharks?
Yeah.
Do you know the way you can tell if there's a shark around you when you're in the beach?
How?
Do you know?
No.
You just go in the water, right? If you go in the water, just take a little bit of water on your hand, you taste it. If it tastes salty, there's a shark in the water.
Oh.
Because there's sharks everywhere.
Right, right. Well, I will keep that in mind. So if you see me literally tasting this salt water in the ocean, that's your fault.
Don't drink it completely. Just a little taste will do, just to see if there's sharks around. All of a sudden, it's like Elleigh was dehydrated because she heard from a podcast host to drink salt water.
She has a couple of ocean water. Ew. No. No thanks.
You'd be very gullible if you did that. Now I'm also kind of thinking, what if she's just chugging salt water when she gets there? I'd feel so bad.
Like literal ocean water. No, you could not pay me to do that.
So your entire band's coming down though? Your band, just you?
Just me.
Oh my goodness.
I know. So I'm going to be traveling a lot. They're my band. So, I mean, I'm sure I'll play with other people occasionally, but if I ever go on tour, they'll be the first people I call, and I will probably come back to Utah. I mean, I live with my grandparents right now, and they're not moving, so I can come back whenever.
How is that, living with your grandparents? Because my grandparents spoiled me. I wish I could live with them still right now.
Yeah,
I would in a second.
It's a dream. I don't pay rent, so sorry to everybody out there. I love it.
That's why you can drive around and waste gas.
Exactly.
Because you don't pay rent. There it is.
Exactly. And me and my grandma have the same birthday, so we have like, I'm definitely her favorite type vibe. Yeah. And yeah, so I told her when I was graduating high school that I wanted to go to hair school, and the closest hair school to me was, at the time I was living in Mississippi. It was like in Alabama or something. And I was like, ugh, I don't want to move out yet, and I don't want to drive 4 hours to hair school every day, obviously. So my grandparents just said I should move here with them because there's a hair school apparently on every corner here. So yeah, there literally is, like, seriously, a hair school on every corner.
Well, you only had so many options then.
Right. Yeah.
And how many siblings do you have, or cousins? So for you to be the favorite, is it a true flex?
Yeah, I mean, I'm the first grandchild and the like first niece, everything on this side of the family. So I'm definitely the favorite. I'm just kidding.
Who's your favorite cousin? Who's your favorite cousin? We got to know right now.
I can't say a favorite cousin.
Of course you can. Do you think your cousins are all going to watch this episode?
No, they're all...
Wow, that's bad. That's a bad family. You got to say, yes, of course they're going to watch this episode. Now you can say the least favorite cousin if they're not going to listen. Then how about that? We'll go there.
My least favorite cousin? Ollie. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Ollie's one of my favorites. Yeah, no.
You into that. I was like, she's not going to say a favorite, but all of a sudden she's real quick to say a least favorite.
Yeah, no, Ollie, if you're watching this, I'm surprised. First of all. Second of all, he's actually one of my favorites. So,
all right, shout out to Ollie. So hopefully you are watching and listening, Ollie, and you tell everybody that you were truly not Ellie's least favorite cousin. I have a least favorite cousin. It's my cousin Nicolette. Yeah, she didn't invite me to her wedding. Yeah,
what the heck?
Up, right? Well, it's because I had to kick her out of mine, which in hindsight, it didn't work, ended up getting divorced. But yeah, she acted real reckless at a rehearsal dinner, and I had to kick her out. I thought it was going to be water under the bridge. So I was like, hey, cuz, so excited about your wedding. She's like, you shouldn't be. I'm like, why? She's like, you're not coming. I was like, why? She's like, you kicked me out of yours. I go, yeah, but there was a reason for that. Like, you did that to yourself. What did I do?
Oh, somebody's a little butthurt, maybe.
I'm very butthurt. I love weddings. Have you been to weddings?
Yeah, I have. Yeah.
Aren't they awesome? As long as you're not up there. As long as you're not the one up there. For me, they've been awesome.
Yeah, I haven't personally experienced my own wedding yet, but I've been to a lot, and receptions are the best.
Yeah, the receptions are, they slap. And when it comes to weddings, would you prefer a live band or a DJ?
DJ.
Yeah. 100,000%. Nothing against singers, because you're a phenomenal singer. Yeah. I don't like live bands.
No, I think it's right. And I also don't like it when it doesn't sound close. If I'm having a good time and I'm like partying, they play my favorite song, I want it to be the song I listen to all the time, not some random chick singing it. So don't get me wrong, I've done weddings. I've performed at weddings. I've been hired to do that. It's just not my personal cup of tea. I
So
would
were you
not.
up there like, man, I wish I was a DJ right now instead?
Yeah, literally.
Just take out your DJ equipment and just be like, look, it's DJ Elleigh, and then just play
Right.
the favorites.
Especially after having to sing Party in the USA so many times. I'm like, I'm over this.
That's a terrible wedding song. Why would somebody make you do that?
It's Utah. I don't know. It's all the white girls, it's white girl music. That's my specialty. So
we're going to clip that. That's going to be an Instagram clip right there, Elleigh. White girl music. It's my specialty.
It is.
The only time I'd forgive someone for having a wedding singer is if it was Kelly Clarkson, because then you know.
Right.
Then you know.
She's the only person that can pull off karaoke in any situation. I'm convinced.
1,000%. She probably doesn't do karaoke anymore either, though.
Just karaoke.
Just karaoke. So let's get back to American Idol, because I got so sidetracked. We talked about skiing. We talked about my snowboarding mishaps, your mom's terrible haircut done by you. So we've got to a lot. But how cool was that entire experience? Like, so take me through when you first auditioned in front of the judges, then you go out to Hollywood Week, and then eventually you went out to Hawaii, right?
Mm-hmm.
So run that through.
Okay, so audition was super fun. It's actually multiple days long. They make it seem like everybody shows up in one day and they get through everybody in one day. It's like, I don't even know if I'm supposed to say that. Yeah, it's like 3 days long. So my audition day was the last day, and I had to wear that outfit 3 days in a row. And yeah,
they tell you have to wear the same outfit?
Yeah, because if you're caught on camera,
Oh yeah, sorry.
So I had to wear the same outfit 3 days in a row. And then at that point, I'm just like waiting every day. I'm just being filled with anxiety because I'm seeing people come back from their auditions, and I'm just sitting there like, oh my gosh, that's going to be me. But at the same time, it's also cool because I got to like meet a lot of people right off the bat. Some people were immediately like whisked away to their auditions. I got to kind of hang out a little bit. I was one of the last auditions, like for where I was at in LA. So I was nervous. I was like, they're going to run out of tickets. They're not going to give me one. Like, this is going to be
your audition. Be like, oh, I'm sorry, we're all out of golden tickets, but we appreciate you for showing up.
Yeah, I'm like, oh, okay.
Wearing the same outfit 3 days in a row.
Yeah, I was a little bit nervous about that, and then obviously that didn't happen, so that's great. But yeah, it's very high energy, pretty stressful. The production crew is super nice, though. It's just naturally kind of a stressful environment. But they tried to do the best they could. Yeah, so, and then got the golden ticket and was like interviewed a bunch of times, and which is crazy because I feel like they don't show a lot. Like, I got my audition my audition segment is pretty long, I think, but they did not show a lot. So that made me realize like how much I was being filmed and how many times I was doing interviews. My dad was in an interview for probably like an hour and a half, and they showed like 30 seconds. It's just like a long time. So you feel like the entire time you feel like the center of the attention. Like, everybody kind of feels that way. Like, because they have so many producers just pulling everybody aside constantly. And yeah, so it's pretty cool in that way.
Could you get that raw footage? Like, if you wanted it, could they give you the footage of your entire audition, or no, it's lost to the archives?
No, they have it. They have like all the footage, just in case one day one of us becomes another Kelly Clarkson or something, they can like pull it out if they want to. But I don't think they would give me access to that.
I've been pretty cool if they did, though.
I wish.
You earned it. I mean, your poor dad. I mean, he's fought for our armed service, and then he had to be in an interview for an hour, and they used 5 seconds of it. It's like, come on.
Yeah, I know. And he is so not. Yeah, he is so not. He hates being the center of attention, like, genuinely. So when they called him in for an interview, I was like, good luck. Like, he was very professional, which cracked me up. It was like he turned on like work mode for the interview because he was like nervous, I think.
He's usually just a chill guy.
Oh, yeah. Super chill, super funny, but just kind of quieter and just not wanting to be the center of attention. And so that interview just made me laugh.
It is such a different element when you're being interviewed? Because as someone who does a lot of interviews, like I'm the interviewer, when I'm interviewed, it's weird. It's definitely a weird thing. You think you're good for it, but it's like, I don't want to talk about myself.
No. Yeah, and then you just get worried too, because I mean, if you think about it, American Idol has a lot of control of what they show of you, and they film you for so long. I'm like, what if they could like piece together my videos, and like, who knows, like, so
kind of like that's Under Pressure when we find out that Ollie is your least favorite cousin, and we just put that. We also have that control. Ellie, you're in
honestly
now.
I give you full permission to do that. I think that would be hilarious. He would love it.
We're gonna do a lot with these clips. And, how about Katy Perry going to space? What were your thoughts on that?
I don't know if that's real. Is that just me?
Oh, you're a conspiracy theorist. So do you believe we've landed on the moon?
I don't know.
Oh, Ellie, let's put our tinfoil hats on. I'm going to cross my legs for a second. We're going to deep into this rabbit hole.
I saw Katy Perry. I saw the whole thing. I believed it initially, and I was like, okay, really random, but like, all right. Cool, whatever, super weird, but okay. And then I saw a video, and they were like, she brought a daisy, right, for her daughter into the ship. So here's the conspiracy part. She brings a daisy up there, but when you're in I don't know all the science behind it, but what I saw in the TikTok video is that
Ellie, let us know what you know, and then we'll try to piece it together.
Right. Is that like the pressure from traveling literally out of the atmosphere, like, or whatever, would crush the flower. And she came back and the flower was like fully intact. And so people were like, yeah. And I don't know how things work actually inside of the ship. I don't know how anything works, honestly. But somebody said that, and I was like, wait a second. That's weird. But also,
they can make anything seem like a conspiracy, but I don't think they go that high up. They go like just high enough where it's considered like space. So it's like they say they went to space. They say they're like astronauts, but I don't think they go to that level of where like the International Space Station is. Like they're not floating and stuff like that. It's kind of just a very, 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 very high flight, and then they come back down.
Yeah, which is super cool. Like good for them to have that experience, but I don't think it was necessary or like useful.
No. Would you ever go to space?
No thanks. I'm good.
So you wouldn't perform in the first space concert? You, Kelly Clarkson, Lionel Richie, Luke Bryan.
Oh, I would do it.
Open up, Ellie. See, now you're going to space. See how easy that was?
And then I'm an astronaut too.
Exactly. And then you could bring a daisy, and then if you bring a daisy with you,
and then I could test it.
Crushed, and then we'll know once and for all, did Katy Perry go to space?
Right. I'll volunteer for that job to make sure we all know the truth.
What about skydiving? Because I know you were also with Jelly Roll, right? You met Jelly Roll in Hawaii?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And sorry. I went to his concert last night with Post Malone.
You know what? My buddy Paul was there.
I know Paul.
Oh, yeah, you do know Paul.
I do know Paul.
He's the biggest Post Malone stan. Like,
same.
I'm waiting for him to get Post Malone tatted somewhere on his body.
I would not be surprised. Post Malone is like top artist for me. Like on I don't have Spotify, but my Apple Music, like Wrapped or whatever, it said Post Malone was my #1 artist.
So you and Posty Post doing a cover. I mean, doing a collab. I can see that.
I would kill for that. And we did make eye contact, so not trying to like flex on anybody, but
I mean, it's a sure thing at this point. That's basically like signing a contract. You guys made eye contact.
Exactly. And I'm not 100% sure if it was me, but like pretty sure. I just felt it, So
we're going to get confirmation on that. You know what? We'll text Paul, be like, did that mean as much to Post as it meant for Ellie? We
Paul's
need
gonna
that
be like,
information.
No.
Yeah, well, Paul's a curmudgeon. Paul's grumpy all the time on stage performing.
Yeah, right.
So, Ellie, this has been absolutely a freaking blast. We got to a lot. Skiing, conspiracy theories. Did we actually go to space? Was the moon landing rigged or not? But how can everybody get in contact with you? How can everybody follow along on your journey? Because I'm definitely going to be one of those people following along.
Yeah, I would just say social media. I have a lot of exciting stuff coming up, and I am going to be releasing music soon. So I would follow my Instagram. My name is spelled super weird. So if you can find it, I'm usually the first one that pops up because nobody else spells their name like that. Yeah, right. Unique. That's the way to put it. I don't get called Elijah ever. Yeah.
Yeah, your Starbucks worst nightmare, right? That's every
Literally.
time you pick up a coffee order, it's like Elijah, Elliot,
Yeah.
Eli.
Exactly. Elleigh. I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm just changing my name. I'm just changing it. Can't do this. Just kidding. It's fine.
But Elleigh, seriously, this was so fun. So if you can find her and her unique spelling of her name,
it's mysterious.
Fun. Oh, unique, mysterious. That could be you and Post Malone's song. Call it unique.
Yeah, I'm copywriting it right now.
There you go. Start writing it. The eye contact was real, but Elleigh, for real, this was so much fun. Shout out to Ollie for being the worst cousin, and that's going to get out there. And I'm hoping to see you in person when you get down this way to Florida. And thank you so much for being part of Under Pressure.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me. This was awesome.